Now this is my first ever YouTube video, so it might be a bit bumbly, it might be a bit swirly. I'm holding the camera in my hand instead of using anything proper, but I hope you enjoy it. I've been looking forward to doing this for a long time. Let's roll titles, let's get going. Okay folks, we'll start on the outside. This is the wooden workshop in my back garden. It's an old shed, it's been here forever. About 2.4 metres by 4.5 metres. So not the biggest, decent size but not massive. It's, as I say, it's old, it's crooked, nothing is straight. There's no such thing as a square corner. But it's a good solid structure. So I'll take you in. There's a bag of scrap waiting to go, and my pet bag of cement that's been out in the rain for weeks. So in we go. I'll give you a quick swoop around first, and then we'll go into a bit of detail. So little panoramic swoop. Try and keep the camera steady and try not to fall over anything, because lots of moving around required here. So we'll swoop back indoors and swoop backwards this way. There we have it. That's the sum of it. So we'll start over here. This is what I call the dirty end. This is drilling, sanding, cutting, routing, all the stuff that produces loads of dust. That's why there's a little extractor on the wall there. I don't know how effective it is yet, I've only just installed it. And of course the mandatory hoover. Any workshop needs a hoover. Not a new one. Don't buy a new one because you'll wreck it, but a hoover. Here I have my router table. Made this myself, following a YouTube tutorial. It's basically a piece of plywood. My router is mounted underneath it like that, and then pokes through a little hole on top. And to adjust the angle, the distance, I simply move this across. So really close routing, and then I can adjust as I go. Use the big orange clamp to hold it in place, and it works really well. It spews sawdust absolutely everywhere, but it works really well. I'm quite proud of it. Here we have my bench sander. It's actually just a belt sander turned upside down and clipped with another one of the big orange clips. The fences there I made to try to contain the dust a little bit, and that's why the extractor is quite nearby as well. So very useful for shaping rough pieces. Find it a bit aggressive for many pieces of work, but it does the job I need it to do. Then round here we have my bandsaw, fret saw, whatever you wish to call it. I've only used it a couple of times. I'm still getting used to it. At the moment I produce work that sort of struggles about all over the place. There's my pillar drill. Very, very handy bit of equipment. You know, get drill holes in the right place, make sure they're straight. That wall there, the reason that wall is boarded and painted white, whereas the rest of it is plywood, that's my photo wall. So that's where I do my photography for products. And up here I have a light rig that comes down, I'll show you that later, illuminating the wall so I can take decent pictures. So moving around, we have sharp things and things for smashing things up. Then we have my main storage shelf here with various hooks and rawl plugs and tape measures and drill bits and router bits and sanding stuff and everything I need there. The mainstay, the main beast, my mitre saw. Very nice piece of equipment. Again, spews everywhere, but everyone knows about those things. Then round here, we go round here to, this is my kind of assembly area, assembly and finishing area over here. So I have my screwdrivers, various other tools. I have my lovely blue chest with all my different screws in. That chest of drawers there has got clamps and pads and right angles, things and all that sort of stuff. Then over here, the tools I need to make sure things are square or at the right angle. and my waxing area here with my tub full of rags. Pink gloves, real men can wear pink. Wear those when I'm buffing, just so I don't get any damp wax left on my hands. Very important bit of kit over here, the gloves. If you're doing waxing, you have to wear gloves. I'll talk about that in another video. Then over here we have my wood store. Now, a lot of wood here. Short, or narrow rather, pallet planks on the top. They're the kind of things you strip off a normal pallet. And then down here we have my longer, chunkier pallet wood. I get this from a local guy who strips down shipping pallets. So good quality wood, nice and chunky, sands down really nicely. And then down below I have my scraps. I can't see much down there really, but lots of scraps, uneven edges, bits of pallet wood that still have nails in, but I don't know if you can even see those, never mind. And of course the trusty workbench. The trusty workbench that often sits out there. Currently a secret project, which is why I've covered it up. Again, I'll show you that in a later video. And then here we have my cupboard. The whole benching in here was built around this cupboard. It's an old cupboard. I got it from Facebook ages ago. But it's the right height and it serves nicely. It's got plenty of space. Keep my tiles in there, my tools in there, my waxes in there, all nice and safe and put away. Many floor level shelves here. This bin here is basically short pieces of pallet wood. You know, when you cut up pallets you get loads of short pieces, and they're basically in there. That bin is basically bigger chunks. These bins here are my very scrappy pieces. That one is stuck. Let's try that one. There you go. My very scrappy pieces. So these pieces have sort of broken edges and splits and all sorts of shenanigans going on. These though are massively useful for some of the things I make. Now I just wanted to show you how I built the workbenching in here. Last Christmas I had a mad couple of weeks, stripped out everything in here and then rebuilt the full width, full room workbench that you see here. Very proud of it, but I'll show you how I put it together. So I'm down here on the floor now, trying to get you a decent view. Every part of the workshop, every part of the benching is basically made from a rectangular frame, and those rectangular frames are then fixed together and fixed to the wall and covered with good old OSB, 18mm OSB. I love OSB. The structure itself is just CLS timber, the stuff that's about 35 by 60. You get it in big long lengths from just about anywhere. Lots of screws. It's screwed to the wall and it is actually level. It's about the only thing in here that is level. And you can see his legs supporting it there, but nothing in the middle because it supports itself. My table saw was an absolute pain. Took up loads of space. So when I refitted, I decided to put it on wheels. So I can wheel it out and then just spin it around to whatever I need, and then I can use it in here without having to take it outside, which I had to do every time before. I don't know what fell off, but I'm sure it wasn't important. While I've got the table saw dragged out into the middle of the workshop, I'll show you what I did for insulation. Now obviously in the winter this place got really cold, so I decided to insulate. I've used this sort of foil backed bubble wrap, metal taped onto the frame, and then for the areas that I can see, it's then been, well, here it was backed with the wood, and there all around the rest it's been backed with plywood, including the roof. The roof is all plywood lined as well. It does work. I was surprised at how well the bubble wrap actually worked. So as lighting is concerned, I have lots and lots of these LED strip lights. They're actually under cabinet lights. I have 4 of them across the middle there, strapped together, and most of the time those are all the ones I use. I fitted these lights around the edges here because it gives me more light to do precision work, especially over there when I'm screwing things together or waxing, to make sure that I haven't left any gaps. So we've got 3 over that side and 3 over that side, and then 2 above the router. I didn't put any over the wood store because I could only chain a certain number together, and I chained that number together. Thanks for watching my inaugural video, my workshop tour. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the usual routine. I will be bringing out more videos. I'm hoping to set up a reasonably regular schedule for you, showing you some of the tricks I use and how my items are produced. Meanwhile, have a lovely day. See you later.